I'm sure at some point you have at least heard of G Fuel, otherwise known as the official energy drink of esports. It's stupid popular, and not only do major companies sponsor them like Sega, Twitch, and Capcom, but also this drink is promoted by dozens of mostly YouTubers and streamers like PewDiePie, Summit, XQC, numerous FaZe Clan members, and even this person who I guess does ASMR videos. Wait a minute. She has nearly 4 million subs? A person who taps their nails on an iPhone and scrapes them against a piece of fucking toast has almost 4 million subs, who I can only presume is making an obscene amount of money doing this. It's almost depressing, in a way, that this is the type of content that gets 22 million views, yet others who put significantly more time and effort into their videos, whether it be writing or editing or just overall producing the videos, don't even get half that amount of views or even anywhere near the amount of subs that this person does. No offense, I'm sure she's a wonderful young lady. I don't get it, whatever. I've seen this product advertised for years and years and always been very curious of it. I guess because I am what you would call a gamer, and not only that, I'm somewhat of a gym junkie. Why does that part matter? Well, because a lot of people who go to the gym who are really serious about it take a product that's called pre-workout, which has quite a few of the same ingredients that something like G Fuel does. Now, I'm not going to pinpoint and discuss the ingredients ad nauseum because there's another YouTuber by the name of More Plates, More Dates, or Derek, who does an amazing job discussing just that. So yeah, that'll be in the description if you're interested. What G Fuel advertises essentially is that this drink is supposed to help improve your focus, your reaction time. Basically, they advertise this drink as something that is supposed to, well, make you better at games in general. I decided that my job here is to try this and make a video of my personal results, showing my evidence of G Fuel, either having an effect on my skill or simply no effect at all. So then we have a lesser known product called MAW Energy. I don't believe this one has been around anywhere near as long as something like G Fuel, and I don't think too many people advertise this on their Twitch or YouTube or wherever else they would. But still, this product is listed straight up as a gaming energy drink. I mean, right on their website, one of the key points is that they list this as no more pre-workouts with extra ingredients, simple energy made just for you. And I'll give them some credit with that. Yeah, there are much less ingredients in MAW than there are in G Fuel, which can mean less harmful and less artificial, but not always the case. So I guess the real question here is, will these drinks have any real noticeable effect, somehow making a player better? Well, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make separate PlayStation Network accounts where I'm going to play combat training in Call of Duty Black Ops on the PS3. Now, in years past, I did almost an identical test as to what I will be performing today, where I put two aftermarket controllers head-to-head along with an official Sony DualShock 3 to see if the analogs on the aftermarket ones were on par with that of the DualShock and if they would have any noticeable effect on my overall stats. In which case, yeah, both aftermarket controllers performed worse than the DualShock in nearly every way. Thankfully, because of that video, I still have those results from the time I tested it with just the DualShock 3, so I won't have to repeat that same exact test only to get similar results from the last time I did it. So all I'll have to do at this point is perform the test while on G Fuel and a separate test while on MAW and compare the results. How exactly will I be performing this experiment, and why, of all games, Call of Duty Black Ops? Well, I picked the combat training mode in Call of Duty Black Ops for a few reasons, actually. The problem with playing online is that I have to deal with things that may or may not interfere with the accuracy of the results, such as lag, the maps and loadouts not being the same across these tests, allied and enemy player skill being completely different match by match, hackers which are somewhat common for older Call of Duties, and the list goes on. With combat training, I'm able to set everything up exactly the same across all 3 accounts. The only difference is that one account I will be using Gfuel, the other account with MAW, and then the final one with no energy drink in me at all. The nice thing about combat training in Black Ops is that they allow you to view all of your stats in detail, such as your kill death with the M16, for example, as well as your accuracy with that particular weapon. It's also worth noting that if my stats are noticeably or drastically different playing against bots between the 3 tests, then it goes without saying that the stats will be different while I'm playing against actual real players, especially accuracy, which may or may not be one of the most important stats of this entire experiment. So that is why I chose an over decade-old game, because regardless of its age, for this experiment, it's still very much relevant for the games of today. The last thing here is the rules that I'll be adhering to, which are the exact same from that of the aftermarket controller video. So again, nothing is different at all. Here's also a spreadsheet showing how I have planned out the matches, showing what maps will be played, the loadouts that I'll be using. Again, the same exact tests from that controller video. Also, I have to point out that I'm not going to be playing differently than I would normally. No going out of my way to make Gfuel look good or bad by playing a certain type of way to influence the results, because that would completely defeat the purpose of this experiment, as well as waste both yours and my time. So just to show you guys that yes, this is legit, here is the packets of Gfuel that I got. There's like 10 different ones in here, I guess. I'm going to pick one entirely at random. Hope to God it's not absolutely vile. Mix it up in some water. Drink it. Wait 15 minutes. Hopefully that kind of kicks in or so or whatever. And then just start playing and running my test from there. One at random. What do we got? What do we got? I don't know what the hell this is. Gfuel Energy Formula. I guess it's just phase flavor, so how appropriate, I guess. Water. This is part of that ASMR bullshit, huh? Not half bad. Got kind of a bizarre aftertaste. Huh. Alright, well, let's see what happens. Day 2, same deal, except with the MAW energy stuff. It is brand new, sealed. Here, I will take it off for you. And show that it's as legit as possible. Still has that little protective seal thing on it. It's probably not even in focus, whatever. That is the strongest... Wow. So just from opening this is like the strongest scent in the history of the earth. Wow. And they also say on here that, okay, the directions is like mix 1 scoop of powder in 8 ounces of water, shake and stir until dissolved. 1 scoop equals alive, 2 scoops is intense, and 3 is extreme. Now, I don't exactly want to die by taking 3, but I'm going to, because the scoop is so ridiculously small compared to any other drink mix I've ever seen in my entire life. So fuck it, we'll do 3 scoops and hope I don't fucking have a heart attack. 1 scoop, 2, 3. There we go. Wow, that's strong. Fuck me. Give it a little shake. So that's kind of a negative point. I mean, the Gfuel stuff didn't really mix perfectly, but this stuff just doesn't want to... I mean, that's like half a fucking scoop right there. Maybe I should have used a blender. I don't know. So I'll tell you just based off experience of this versus G Fuel as far as taste. This tastes a lot better, at least compared to that flavor I had. What was it? Phase flavor or whatever. I don't know. But this tastes better. Whether or not it's going to have any impact on my performance of playing Call of Duty, I have no idea. But we'll see. That's the whole point of this. Alright, so here we are finally with the results of the test. And they're kinda odd. First off, when you look at the overall stats, you'll notice that I performed better in both the overall kill death and accuracy portions while not being on either G Fuel or MAW. Even more interesting to me is that my accuracy and kill death were more or less the same when you compare both of the energy drinks. But then when you look into more specific stats, starting with the kill death per gun, you'll notice something a little odd. With G Fuel, I actually did better with every single primary gun, with the only exception of that being the Dragunov. Compare that with MAW, well, I did worse with all the primary weapons except for the MP5K, where I did significantly better than both the G Fuel and the Control. Again, like with G Fuel, my kill death with the Dragunov was drastically worse than the Control test of not having any energy drink in my system. And I'm going to disregard the pistol kills because I don't think I had anywhere near enough kills with those two guns to warrant any sort of an accurate test result. And speaking of accuracy, let's touch on that now. You'll notice that for the most part, the accuracy across all three tests are somewhat similar. The biggest difference I came across was the M14 was nearly 10 points less than that of the Control, and about 5 points less than the G Fuel. What I found even more interesting is that my accuracy with the Dragunov was more or less the same across the entire board. But yet my kill death while on the energy drinks were drastically lower than the Control. Why is that? Well, my theory as to why it is lower is because I was so amped up on all the caffeine or whatever energy complexes that are in these drinks, I wasn't sniping like I traditionally would, meaning that my style of sniping is a little bit more slow and methodical, almost defensive-like. But in this footage, I found myself rushing around a lot using the sniper rifle like it was an M14 with a scope, which would explain why my accuracy was about the same, but the kill death was significantly worse. On that same note, I noticed overall I was rushing around playing way more aggressive than I normally would while I was drinking these energy drinks. I had a very difficult time playing defensively or even somewhat timid. There was no strategy in any of the way I was playing. I was just rushing around like a madman on crack levels of energy, killing anything that was in my path. Which, I guess, in a way, that's sorta kinda the point of Team Deathmatch, but at the same time, I fear that if I were to play a game mode that I had to defend an objective or play defensively in any way, I would wind up ignoring whatever that objective is and focus more on killing the enemy. Overall, it doesn't seem to me like these energy drinks had enough of an effect to where I would ever say it drastically improved my skill or improved my focus without a shadow of a doubt. Honestly, I had a bitch of a time focusing when I was on these drinks. More so with the G Fuel than anything else. I mean, yeah, I felt like my reaction time improved. When I was watching the footage, I could actually see how instant my reactions were at times to almost ridiculous levels, but at the same time I couldn't focus on really anything in particular, if that makes any sense. Had this been a game mode or something in general where I would have to multitask or play as a team, I think I would have a very difficult time with that. With MAW, I didn't exactly get a noticeable boost in reaction time. I just felt antsy, almost like the drink was making me anxious, probably due to the very high dose of caffeine, but even then, I was very confused with the drink. After about, I think, the 5th or 6th match in the MAW test, I felt myself starting to crash, and in general started to kind of feel like shit, making it even harder for me to focus on the game and what I was doing in it. which may or may not explain why the results on MAW were the worst of the three. G Fuel didn't make me crash, by the way, I should point that out. It didn't bother my stomach, it didn't give me violent diarrhea, it didn't make me feel like shit, unlike what MAW did to me. I can't honestly sit here and call G Fuel or MAW placebo effects, because there's an effect on me, but was it really all that beneficial? Did it improve my skill, making me a better player? No, it just made me super hyper, and usually that's what these energy drinks often do. Yeah, like I said, my reaction time improved at least noticeably with the G Fuel, but at the same time, I was anxious throughout most of the matches I played. I couldn't sit still. I always felt like I had to move around and play hyper-aggressive no matter what I had, or even if I had barely any ammo, if any ammo at all. Of course, like I said, my results may vary from anyone else who has tried these energy drink mixes, but based off my own experiences, I could say that there is really no point in me drinking these ever again, at least while playing video games. Yes, again, I did better with every primary that wasn't the Dragunov while on G Fuel, but is it enough to make a significant impact in a real-life situation? Would it ever be beneficial if I was playing with a team, or had to focus on multiple things at once? I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Also, before I wrap things up here, I need to say this. The idea that a drink is going to make you better at a game is insane. If you're not so great at a game, this isn't magically going to turn you into some MLG level god. That's simply not how it works. So that's going to do it for today's video, everyone. It was a video I had been wanting to make for a very long time now, and I'm glad I did because it kind of solidifies my thoughts on how these drinks are more of an advertising strategy than really anything else. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and at least got something out of it. I know this was kind of long-winded, but it is what it is. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care as always, and I'll see you next time.